Saturday, the Winter Championship heats continue at Flemington.
Libreby's lunging, Flash Feeling in front. Libreby can't get there and Flash Feeling beats.
Plus racing from Donald and Morfordville. Don't miss a moment this Saturday on racing.com.
Takes the St James's Palace.
And it's Gus Rodan who wins the Prince of Wales Stakes. The old rivals, they race up towards the line, and Kyprios will regain the Gold Cup.
It's Porta Fortuna getting the better of Opera Singer on the run towards the line, and Porta Fortuna has won the Coronation Stakes.
Cardem finishing off best again, as he did last year. Cardem getting up from Swingalong, and the 8-year-old Cardem has won the Jubilee 2 years running.
Welcome along everyone to Royal Ascot 2025 Day 3. You want to know the good news? We're not even halfway through and we've got the crown jewel of Ascot's Royal Meeting today in the form of the Gold Cup. Michelle Yu alongside. It's Ascot's oldest, most prestigious race. We've got an excellent field lined up to contest it and really looking forward to the day ahead.
I'm looking forward to all the races today. We're going to have some nice juveniles. There's a couple of really good grade ones. And of course the Gold Cup itself. We don't have Kyprios this year, but that means there's someone that's going to be able to fill their shoes, and we might have a future Stradivarius or future Yates on hand.
Yeah, we're going to tell you who we think that's going to be a little bit later on. Obviously, it's another warm day today. We're going to get that out of the way. We would rather have this than rain, rest assured, but there is a mini heat wave in the UK currently, so a nice warm day today. It means everyone can dress up in all of their finery, and it's going to be a busy day today. Traditionally, the Thursday is a very busy day. It's a day for the ladies traditionally, and a very popular day as well, which is Gold Cup Day. The horses have arrived a little bit earlier on when it was a little bit cooler. Lots of horses coming into Ascot today. Michelle and I were talking moments ago just how many runners you have throughout the Royal Meeting, all the logistics that go into it.
Yeah, because horses aren't just coming from the backside onto the front side like we have in North America. You have horses coming from all across the globe in their own yards, all down to here.
So this is the racing we have today. We've got the Group 1 Gold Cup, that is race number 4. That is after the other Group 1, the Ribblesdale, 1.5 miles, 2,400 metres for the fillies. We kick off with the Norfolk. The King George V Stakes is a big field handicap over 2,400 metres. And talking of big field handicaps, the Britannia for the 3-year-olds over the straight mile, race number 5. Then the Hampton Court, that is race number 6. That's a stakes race over 2,000. And we finish up with a 7-furlong handicap on the straight course, the Buckingham Palace Stakes, race number 7. Good to firm. Good in places on the round course. Interested to see where that good in places is. It'll be gone by about 2 o'clock. They put more water on last night for obvious reasons. These are the horses that don't go. London Boy in our opening contest, the Norfolk. There's no Linwood in the Britannia and Al Shababi in the Hampton Court. Those are your non-runners. So that should be everything you need to know ahead of racing today. We'll head out and meet another member of our team back again today, Alan McNeil.
Welcome to Gold Cup Day. This really is racing's Met Gala. The weather is red hot, the racing is red hot, and the fashion is sure to be scintillating. So stick with me to find all the brilliant outfits throughout the day from the best dressed ladies and gentlemen at Royal Ascot.
Another wide brim hat. That was the order of the day, I think, just to keep that sun out. We know this is the place where fashion and racing collides, and we'll build up to a lot of that on this Gold Cup Thursday. And we should also head out and meet the final member of our team today. That is Ali Vance. Hi, Ali.
Hi there, Tom. Thanks very much for having me. It's great to be here on Gold Cup Day. And have we mentioned the weather? Yes. It is hot. It's around about 30 degrees Celsius, well into the 90s in Fahrenheit. And the feature race, the Gold Cup, is over the 4,000 metre distance. It's great that the feature race of the week is for the stayers, and such popular stayers. Really like some of these runners this afternoon. Candelari's my selection. I'm getting out that out nice and early for everybody. But with that extended distance, obviously it's really important that the horses cool down after the races. So I've come behind the grandstand. This is where the placed horses return after the race. It is literally literally 100 metres, less than 100 metres through the tunnel from the track. So they're back here pretty quickly, and it's a lovely shaded area. And all of these bins, as you can imagine, are full of cold water. And I see the guys after the race, they bring bags and bags of ice to put in this water. They haven't put the ice in there yet, but they will. They load this water with ice. So it's really nice and cooling. And then over here, this is a great innovation. Here we've got these 3 massive fans. And again, they're blasting out cold air, and I know that they also put in a load of ice and cool bits behind the fan, so it's actually blasting kind of almost liquid ice this way. They're fantastic. It's the fastest way to cool down. I might just stay here for a little bit. It is absolutely, it's amazing. I'm really cooling down. I'm sure that the guys in the studio are pretty jealous of me in this spot right now.
No, fine, we're fine. Yeah, no, we're all good.
Happy.
I don't want to go and stand in front of an ice cold fan.
I've got my fan right here. I'm good. Look at this. Who needs the big one?
And I'm a big fan. So there you go. Look, it's a warm day. There's going to be loads that goes into welfare to keep these animals safe. And it's what we want. We want blazing sunshine for a day like this because it's a brilliant day's racing. And this is what draws the crowds out. There's going to be great footfall through the doors today on this Gold Cup Thursday. Let's have a deeper dive into the feature race then today, which is the Gold Cup. We've got the 8 going to post. And Illinois is the horse we built it as. We didn't necessarily expect to see this horse here for obvious reasons. This is Chester. Tight track, went forward. The key thing with this horse, I think, is that he won the Vars last year. That's a race won by Estimate, by Stradivarius in the past. This horse will stay 2.5, won't he?
Well, we'll find out today, right? I mean, the key with him, like you said, he was being pointed somewhere else, so he wasn't being trained to be a slow horse per se. He was being trained to run up 1.5 miles. And with the evacuation of Kyprios, they're going to go ahead and need another horse to put in here, so we end up with Illinois.
Sorted all that out, so that's fine. I think I was sticking out a bit.
Were you sticking out?
Yes, we're good. I can't see behind me, that's the problem. Trawlerman is a horse who has been here. He's done it at the track. He's chased home Kyprios before. He's beaten that horse before. The question is he good enough if Illinois really steps up? Maybe not, but he's very consistent and he's really come of age. He's definitely a horse that has improved with his racing with age as well. He's become a little bit more malleable, settleable.
I also love the fact that we know he gets the trip, right? He's run very well in this race before. He was runner-up last year. He is looking for his first Group 1 victory, but distance isn't a great equalizer, and we know Trawlerman loves the distance.
Yeah, and just to reference Sweet William as well, his stable companion, that's a horse that's never finished out the first 3. So I feel we're looking at real consistency there with a horse like Sweet William. Whether or not he's good enough to go and win, I don't know. It's quite something though, in your entire career, never to finish worse than 3rd.
It's amazing, isn't it? And to be run at the top level time and time again. He's a great check getter. Some horses just don't have that killer instinct where they want to win, but if you owned him, you'd be thrilled, right? If he was in your barn, wouldn't you be so happy to own Sweet William?
And Philippa Cooper loves him, and he's named after her favourite flower, the Sweet William.
What kind of flower is it? Like a rose?
A pink one.
A pink?
Yeah. Did I say that with authority so you believe me? I mean, her colours are pink, Normandy stud, so I think that's the case. I don't know. But that is definitely the case. He also had a nasty injury earlier on in his career. They brought him back with time, so it'd be great to see that horse go and run well. He undoubtedly will. Whether he'll win, I don't know. Now, throwing Candelari, the French horse, slightly more an unknown quantity here. Distance-wise, it looks as though the horse will see out the distance. And I've said this before, but Francis Graffard is worth respecting whatever horses he sends to Ascot. He's got a good record here.
Well, I love the fact that this horse is really bred to run 5 miles if you want him to, so distance shouldn't be a problem. And as this race is eligible for 4-year-olds and up, he's in his first year of eligibility to be able to run in this particular race. I think he was just devastating here in his last. And, you know, to me, Tom, I like to see a new up-and-comer. We have so many horses that have come time and time again. Sweet William, Trawlerman, we had Kyprios, and obviously we've had Yates and Stradivarius that were multiple winners, but when you get that fresh face, there's always hope for the future. What could he be if he stays the trip?
Well, what is it about this race that captivates you, that captivates this audience, do you think?
For me, it's just the sheer distance and the fortitude the horses show at the end. I mean, to run that final part of it uphill after going down and around and everything, and it's not an easy rider's race. I mean, you have to have stamina, but you also have to have speed. It's just a really intriguing event.
And we've seen on the round course so far, if you're in the wrong position, you can find trouble when you turn into the straight. If you're on the inside, that might not where you want to be. You either want to be at the front or you want to slingshot wide and perhaps come a little bit late. We'll see how the race unfolds a little bit later on. That feature race is the Gold Cup. Right, let's head out and about and find Ella.
It's Gold Cup Day and the ladies and gentlemen of Royal Ascot this year are flooding through the gates, and we are joined by Rachel, who always knocks it out the park with your outfits. Rachel, we see you year on, year out. You're the lady in red today, so tell us about this fit.
Thank you. I like wearing a jumpsuit because I always feel it's very elegant, and it's been lovely that for a good few years now we've been able to wear them for the Royal Enclosure. The hats I made myself. I've studied millinery for about 15 years and I make hats for the pure delight of making them. So Ascot is the perfect showcase for them. And I like having a bigger brim, but having the open weave means that you can still see all the horses, still see all the people, and just absolutely still enjoy the day and not be hidden under a big hat.
Perfect sunshade needed for today, that's for sure.
I'm slightly worried I'm going to make it a slightly weird tan with this one, but I think I would have been better with a hat like yours, which is absolutely beautiful. You look radiant today.
And what do you love about getting dressed up for Ascot? Because we see you come year in, year out. What do you love about the occasion?
Well, the whole thing started for me as a youngster growing up beside the Epsom Downs racecourse. So for me, it's the thrill of seeing the horses. I'm always getting down to the finish line to see them come thundering past. But then the added thing as you grow up of being able to do the fashion and dress up and just enjoy that moment. Because there's so few occasions you get to do that. So it's so nice to take advantage of that.
Well, you look amazing. I hope you have a wonderful day in the sunshine.
And thank you. You too. Hope you have a good day. Thank you very much.
Well, this is one of the most prestigious prizes in racing. This is the Gold Cup, the oldest race here at Ascot, first run in 1807. And annually, a trophy is made by Garrard, a London jeweller and silversmith, very famous around the world. And I'm delighted that Claire Scott is here to talk about this trophy. Tell me a little bit about it and one of the details that go into it.
So the trophy is made from sterling silver and dipped in 22 karat gold. We make a new one every year for the winner. Designs change every couple of years, but this one takes inspiration from the trophies that Garrard made for the Gold Cup Royal Ascot in the 1920s and 1930s. We've been doing this since 1842. This year we've got on the front the joint cipher of Their Majesties the King and Queen, and we've got these great little racing horses going around the wire.
Sporting trophies around the world can be pretty big, and some of them are in your face, whereas this is it's modest. It's I guess it's not too big, and there's something very sort of elegant about it as well.
Yeah, elegance I think captures the right tone for Royal Ascot. It's a very famous British event, so that's what we wanted to represent in the trophy that we made for this one.
Garrard, a very famous British brand as such. You've been making trophies for Royal Ascot and other sporting events for years?
We have. So 1842 is when we made the first Gold Cup for Royal Ascot. We also made the America's Cup, which is obviously very famous racing sailing trophy. But Garrard have been around making trophies since 1735.
Well, it's absolutely stunning. Maybe one day I'll be lucky enough to have a horse good enough to be running in the race for it. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is pretty amazing, yes.
It really is a gorgeous trophy. Yeah, it's understated, it's classy.
It's Ascot.
It is.
I mean, that just screams.
Yeah.
It's on brand.
Understated?
Maybe not understated.
I know
but
what you mean.
Classy, elegant,
yeah.
Not ostentatious.
Yeah, I hear you. That's what plenty of the people coming in today are looking to hit. And that's what you see around the course as you make your way around. And some of these people will be looking to get a position on the rail ahead of the royal procession, which is not too far away.
That, Charlotte, is
Welcome back, all of you, to our coverage from Royal Ascot 2025. It's going to be a lot of fun had today. A lot of fun before racing and during racing as well. We'll head out and find Ali Vance.
Well, away from the action on the track, this is where a lot of the racegoers are coming between races. Into the main grandstand. It is hot outside, so there's plenty of bars and restaurants in here, and it's certainly a lot cooler in here. It's an amazing grandstand. You can see how many floors. I think it's 6 floors right up to the top. These magnificent escalators going up, beautiful oak handrails everywhere. It is so classy. Let's just have a little wander around and see what we can see. There's plenty of, as I said, lots of bars and places to rehydrate from the heat of the day. And these hats really caught my eye here from the King's Foundation. I think Ascot are partnering up with the King's Foundation for a big bursary this year. This happens to be one of the best milliners in the world, Stephen Jones. Nice to bump into you.
Snoop.
I know, they're beautiful hats, but how are you?
Very well, very well. Very excited to be here on Gold Cup Day.
This must be the biggest day of the year for a milliner, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like everything rolled into one. It's Christmas, New Year, birthday, everything.
And what do you feel this year? People seem to be, I've been out and about, people seem to be getting bigger and bolder even more this year.
And bolder and lots of colour. It's funny, the days of the little fascinator when people were being very meek about what hat they chose are completely over. I think people are really going for it. Because I think in the world we're living in at the moment, a hat is a bright, happy thing.
Certainly is. And for you, I hope you don't mind me asking, but some of the celebrities or well-known faces, past and present, who have you dressed over the years?
Well, I think probably most importantly in Britain was Diana, Princess of Wales, but obviously more recently, last year I was making hats for Beyonce, for Rihanna, Lewis Hamilton a few months ago, so many.
Quite a varied and wide range of people then.
Absolutely, but I think if you're a celebrity and you want to change your look, the easiest way to do it is to wear a different hat.
Absolutely. It's great to bump into you and enjoy looking at these amazing creations behind me, and have a great Gold Cup day.
Okay, thank you. See you soon.
Well, red definitely seems to be a little bit of a trend here on Gold Cup Day. We're seeing loads of ladies sporting red, all looking fabulous. And Dowie, you look incredible in this red lace dress. Tell me all about this outfit.
Thank you, Ella. So it's an ode to thriving and flourishing. Every piece is really about female empowerment for Ladies' Day, starting with the shoes, wearing a British designer, Jennifer Tremonti, a dear friend. She makes shoes for women on a mission, so I thought I'd play ode to that. Red, a lace dress from Self Portrait, and the hat made by my dear friend Masha, hats by Maria, and really about thriving and taking the year by storm.
Love that. How long has this outfit been in the planning? How long are we talking?
Believe it or not, about a month and a half. It was a last minute trying to figure out what to wear. And when I saw the dress, I fell in love. And then Maria graciously with her hands made this hat from scratch. And that's Maria.
Maria is with you today. And tell me, what do you love about Royal Ascot? Is it your first time here, or have you come many times before?
I've come many times before, and I just love the energy and the people, just meeting new people, seeing all the creativity in outfits, and of course the drama and the racing.
Hope you have a wonderful day. You look fab.
Thank you, Ella. You do too.
I feel like red's a bit of a reddy pink, bit of a theme.
I didn't think so at first, and then when I walked around today, I feel like it is the theme for Gold Cup Day.
Well, you told me to match your dress with my tie. This is the best I could do.
Yeah, it's more of like an orangey red.
All right.
But at least your
That's right.
flower matches. I appreciate the effort.
Clearly, thanks so much. I tried.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, listen, it was a tough ask.
But she had a self-portrait dress, by the way. Love self-portrait. What a great brand.
We had a man winning the race, the Royal Hunt Cup, yesterday in the form of Sylvester de Souza. He's a man we welcomed back onto these shores at the start of last season. He's picked up really where he left off, and last year, Royal Ascot for him was something very special.
I pinched myself. I couldn't believe it.
Sharon the winner. El Malka! El Malka's won the Guineas.
And the champion Marla Sharon wins on Champions Day.
When Roger told me he was going to put me on Philly for the Guineas, I was delighted to just have a ride on, and the big day. And I even told my agent, Shelley Dwyer, and I said, whatever happens, we're not going to Torch, we're going to stay in Newmarket. I knew I was going to pick the leaders up just coming down the deep in Newmarket, because we called from the bushes from 2 furlong out. I felt I have an empty whole route, and I was just rolling. I was rolling through the whole race from the back, and every furlong she picked up, she pleased me. She just was green as well, a bit timid from the other horses, but and I could see they went really quick because I was off the bridle, so I thought they have to come back to me at some point. But when I got from 2 furlong out, she just sweet lead, and she just hit the rising ground and she galloped her out. She didn't win by a huge margin, but was enough to win.
Diving El Malka! El Malka's won the Guineas from Porto Fortuna.
Sharon has really hit me in this year. I think we got on well together, and he was a dream horse I was waiting for, and we had such a good time this year.
But Charin and Sylvester de Souza with a 2 or 3 length lead inside the closing stages of the Queen Anne, and he's won well. Charin the winner.
Germany, 2,000 guineas, and that was very special for Dave Manussen. And We jump out the gates, made all, never saw a rival. You know, I think when you start having big winners and the people keep to see you and they keep calling for another big races. After I won with Sharon, and the next following day I was at Spain and I won the Champions Stake out there. It was a very good day, I have to say, special as well, and it was my first time in Spain, Madrid. That was a good day overall, and the love race out there. I couldn't believe how big the crowd there was, and they got so much behind me when I coming into the enclosures after winning. Was really nice. I love Dubai, I love the race in Dubai. I had good time with Musaba Mahari before, and we just reconnect again, and we hope to do some good things and do some good achievements for Dubai races and for the Oasis stable. Yeah, I look forward to being Dubai this season.
The horse that Sylvester rode to the success in the Dubai Gold Cup lines up today, Dubai Future, another mounted James McDonald's, and Caspi Star will be ridden by Sylvester de Sousa in the Charing colours in the Ribblesdale today. He's a rider who, he was champion jockey in the UK. I don't know how much you've seen of Sylvester, but there's something about his style. He's not a fast rider in any way, the way he goes through the gears on a horse. He will always let a horse find its rhythm. He's a very patient rider, he's a very smart rider. I mean, fundamentally, he's very, very good.
I love to see that. That's what you need sometimes when you're riding a race that's over 2 miles. You have to have a patient rider,
yeah.
Right? And
he won't go from like fourth gear to first gear.
Yeah,
he'll go up through the gears. I'm not panicked.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that people realize, even when you're riding 5 furlongs, that you don't want to just run their feet up from under them. You have to let that horse find their spot and find their rhythm.
And he's a guy who was welcome back here, as I say. He was in Hong Kong for a bit. That came to a slightly premature end, and Roger Varian, who he rode for plenty before he went out there, is welcoming back with open arms. We're not too far away. What have we got? About 5 minutes or so until the royal procession. So those carriages will be making their way up the track. We'll take in all of that for you. But first of all, we're going to head out and find Ali Vance.
Well, we've talked plenty about the Gold Cup, but let's focus in on our first race, the Norfolk Stakes. And we've got an international runner in Sandals Song in that order, a US-trained runner. George Weaver has sent Sandals Song over, and James McDonald, you're going to be taking the ride. It's a horse that won at Gulfstream, the same route that Crimson Advocate took before she came over to win at Royal Ascot. What do you know about him?
Not much, to be honest. I know he was an impressive winner there, but and did everything well. George gave him a really good rap on the phone, so we're looking forward to seeing how he goes.
And you've got Dubai Future in the big one as well, another horse that you've not ridden. Have you had much chance to have a look at his recent form?
Yeah, he seems okay in Dubai. He was really good. He was disappointing in France, so he needs to probably improve off that, but he's a runner's chance.
He had a lovely winner yesterday in Crimson Advocate. How much are you enjoying your time here at the Royal Meeting?
Yeah, it's been wonderful. The weather's been great and the racing's been brilliant, so it's really nice to be a part of it.
And the weather is, as we've mentioned, hot. How does that affect you guys much?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, but yeah, it is what it is, so we have to deal with it.
And you're enjoying your link up with Wathnan Racing as well?
Yeah, wonderful opportunity and very grateful for the opportunity.
And just, I mean, how many days are you over for? Obviously, you're based in Australia, Kiwi jockey. How long will we see you here for?
No, I head home tonight. So.
Oh, right, a really short time. Well, good luck with your 2 rides today.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, Royal Ascot really is Milliner's Christmas, and Gold Cup Day especially. All the ladies bring their A game, and I'm joined by a group of milliners having a day out today, and you all look fabulous. And joined by Catherine, who runs the online Millinery Academy. Catherine, great to see you here. We want to know what your top tip is for any budding milliners out there.
Okay, well, just go bigger the better, wear crazy hats, make crazy hats, and then you can get a lot of attention from the press and get yourself known a bit more. But if you're starting out, then you just want to practice, you want to get to know people, you want to sort of join online academy like ours, or join groups and get to know people and learn from other milliners and get tips, and then just make, really express yourself and make things that, well, I like to make things a bit more futuristic and a bit more sculptural and a little bit more mad. So that's what I teach in our academy as well.
I love that. Well, you can see that in the ladies behind you. They all look exquisite. And as you say, such sculptural pieces. Ladies, what are you looking forward to today? Why do you love coming to Gold Cup Day?
It's just a lovely chance to dress up and see all of the amazing hats here and get inspiration and the lovely dresses that they're all wearing as well. It's just such fun.
And amazing. I love this outfit. A really fun take on a top hat.
Thank you. Basically, I kind of am inspired by Willy Wonka and Mad Hatter, and I wear this every day. So I kind of, and this is an excuse to be amongst other people wearing, and milliners wearing amazing hats as well. So yeah, it's a lovely day to meet friends, come out, see all the lovely outfits and colours. It's just an amazing day.
One thing, ladies, that you're looking forward to for the day, what would you say it is?
Looking forward to just seeing more hats.
Some winners. Oh, winning, yes, and bubbles.
We'll leave you to go and get your bubbles. You look amazing. Have a wonderful day, ladies.
Have you ever been inspired by Willy Wonka?
Well, sometimes when I am at the Sweet Factory.
Oh, nice. Yeah, well, listen, I'm always inspirational when it comes to my sweet tooth. The brollies are up because they are keeping people shaded. We've got that very much as well today. We're surrounded by brollies. And here comes the royal procession on day 3. Michelle and I are delighted to welcome in alongside the royal editor at the Daily Mail and at Palace Confidential, Rebecca English alongside. Rebecca, welcome. How are you?
Lovely to be here. Sweltering,
Yeah.
but what a day for it.
Tell me about the royal procession for you. What does this mean going into each day at Royal Ascot?
Well, it's as intrinsic and part of Ascot as the hats, the finery, the racing, the horses, and I think it's one of the things that people really, really want to see. And obviously the royal procession, it's its 200th anniversary this year, started by King George IV in 1825, so it's a particularly special year. And it's a great chance for the public to see the royal family, as many members as they can, on these great open-top landaus, and what a better way to do it, eh?
I love that we've seen the King and Queen every single day as well.
Well, there was quite a worry actually where in the racing industry when Queen Elizabeth died that maybe the new king wouldn't be so enthusiastic about horse racing, but actually it's been the opposite, and that's actually down to Queen Camilla. She loves the horse racing, it's in her DNA, so whether he wants to be here or not, he's going to be here every day.
Definitely a growing sense that he's really embracing this,
Really
and that's been great
enjoying
to
it.
see. And no
Yeah.
doubt Desert Crown's success in the King George V Stakes, today's race, helped with that a few years ago. There is carriage number 1. Who do we have in here? Michelle, you've got all the notes in
Yes,
front of you. Very
Marquess-
good preparation.
I did my best, right? The King and Queen obviously in there, and then we have the Marquess and Marchioness of Salisbury.
Yeah, who you can see in alongside. Obviously, to sit in the carriage with the King and Queen is something very special.
And who sits in those carriages is very much a matter not for Ascot but for the King and Queen, so you will see their family members, and actually they're really good friends and supporters there as well.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Queen Camilla's kind of passion projects coming through in the royal carriages this week with some of the authors, and we've talked about some of her great charities that she is really championing along, and I love that she's integrating it with something that gets as much widespread attention as Ascot.
And so much pleasure as well. And yeah, we've got Princess Anne.
A lovely wave from the Princess Royal.
Yeah, and she's there with her husband Sir Tim Lawrence, and with the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, whose wedding anniversary is today.
Oh, is it?
It's a particularly special
how
occasion
nice.
for them. So.
What a place to spend your wedding anniversary. They're in carriage number 2, as you can see. I always wonder, do they come? I feel like they're a little further over today. Do they come up a different part of the track, or is that? I don't know if that's anything anyone's ever thought of.
I have to say, not something I've ever noticed.
We
but-
always used to joke because, of course, on the straight course at Ascot, there's often a draw bias. So we often thought where the carriage comes up, you wonder if, well, maybe they flatten it slightly and make it quicker over that side. Carriage 3. Who do we have in here?
Princess Beatrice is in here, and her husband Eduardo Mozzi, also Princess Sarah the Aga Khan, and William Haggis.
And actually, we were talking about Princess Beatrice earlier on because her style game in the last few days has absolutely erupted. She actually knocks it out the ballpark at Royal Ascot. She looks amazing.
Look at her hair right now; it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that she decided to take on? But I don't know whether not embracing it earlier on in her life and her career. But you suddenly you're in the public eye, aren't you? And it definitely seems to be something she's fully embraced and enjoyed.
I mean, as a young woman, she got her fair share of knocks, and actually I know for her that was personally quite devastating, even though she put a brave face on it. I think you probably remember the infamous pretzel hat she wore to one of the royal weddings, which she showed a brilliant sense of humour about. She opened it for charity, and I think made about £80,000, so good for her.
I didn't know that. Fantastic.
But
what a move.
She's got a stylist now, Olivia Buckinghamshire, and they work really well together. And she is definitely one of the women to watch at Royal Ascot.
Princess Zara, the Aga Khan, who has really, obviously, we lost His Highness the Aga Khan earlier on this year. Well, she's really embraced the racing in those famous green colours, and they have Candelari in the feature race today. This is carriage number 4.
The Tyndale's going to be in here, and also Mr. and Mrs. William Parente.
And
I think Zara's going to join us on
she
set
is.
later,
We're going to
right?
see Zara later on, and we know all about her association with the royal meeting and with horses.
Yeah, because we've seen Zara each day this week, but she's actually been a private guest. So this is the first day herself and her husband Mike Tyndall have been invited in to join the royal carriage procession. And again, she's one of those royal women who, in the absence of the Princess of Wales, we all want to see what she's wearing because she looks fantastic. And I think the happiness she's got with Mike Tyndall really comes through. They really seem to be enjoying themselves every time we see them.
And I feel the public have really embraced them, really taken them as a couple into their hearts.
I think they've become, dare I say it, a bit of a national treasure.
They are,
I have to say. And I think that's because they are so natural and they wear that royalty so lightly and with such ease. You know, it's almost not a big thing for them.
Wearing it lightly is exactly right. It's exactly what they embody. It's the sense you get from them. And yet Zara herself will be full of royal engagements, but she seems to really enjoy it and really embrace what sense of, I guess, normality you can as well.
Absolutely, and what I think is so charming is when you see them actually enter the parade ring, you will always see kind of give her King Charles, her uncle, a big kiss and a hug, and it's not, she's not giving him a kiss as a member of the royal family. She's like, "Oh, Uncle Charles, how are you?" And I think that's really lovely for the public to see.
There they are. It's become a little bit more central now. Where are we? Turning into the straight, so that's the 3 furlong pole, so we've got 2 furlongs until the national anthem. Always try and hit the national anthem.
Absolutely, and they get it spot on.
Yes.
The royal family never get their timing wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is where they are now, making up their way up the straight proper. I was on the long walk not too long ago, and it's quite a stretch they come. It's quite a distance to cover.
It is, and in this heat, I mean, I won't want to ask for too much of a pity party. I mean, it must be lovely being in a carriage, but it's a hot day, and actually for the ladies, when there's the slightest breath of wind, however much they prepare for it, you'll see the royal ladies holding onto their hats.
Well, and I saw that Princess Anne today went with a veil and nothing with a brim. I changed all of my hats at the last couple of days to everything with a brim.
I don't think the wind would dare knock Princess Anne's hat off, quite frankly.
No.
She'd have something to say about it, wouldn't she?
Do it's a difficult balance to strike, is it? When you're on a hot day like this, it can be quite oppressive, but equally, we're very lucky to be here. We are loving being here. Everyone in that carriage is, I'm sure, enjoying being in there. So, we bring a sense of the heat to you without moaning about it.
Exactly, and I think what's so lovely, a bit like you walking around the grandstand and the racecourse today, people are genuinely so excited to see members of the royal family and so many together in one place. That's a really unrivaled opportunity.
Well, today I feel like also it was very family oriented. The last couple of days we've seen members from outside the family that are more friends, and today it's very homey.
And so I can't wait to see the atmosphere in the royal box when they get here, because I think those pictures will be wonderful.
There is King Charles alongside the Queen having her way. We won't be far away from the national anthem. show me anything more British than that, and I don't think I believe you. It's just perfect, isn't it? It's the shot of the carriages coming up the Ascot Straight, then the national anthem.
I mean, I've been covering the Royals for more than 20 years, and it still sends a shiver down my spine when I see it.
I think that's exactly what I said yesterday. It is that moment, so it does send some tingles. It's still something really striking, no matter how used to it you get.
I think I've met people from across the world coming here just for moments like that.
My favorite part of the whole procession was when the Marchioness of Salisbury had her phone out taking photos.
I mean, that was adorable.
Right up.
Absolutely adorable. And you know, people often talk in the kind of the royal news business about these terrible things where people break protocol. I think that just goes to show actually there is no protocol to break.
And that's going to be something, that's a relaxed atmosphere that the King and the Queen are going to create in their carriage, isn't it? That's going to be something that is directly from them, that you feel comfortable enough to do that. You're not worried, you're not sitting to attention. You are clearly, she was incredibly relaxed.
I didn't see her husband poking her in the side.
No, to say no. I mean, whether she would have done it when Queen Elizabeth was here, I'm not so sure. Although, again, she was so polite, she would have taken it in her stride as well. But I think, like you say, they take their cue from the people at the top table, and that's very much the King and Queen's attitude.
I have never seen the King and Queen out with their phones taking a selfie, though. Have you? Obviously, you cover a lot more than me.
The King, actually, do you know, he doesn't have a mobile phone.
Stop.
What?
He doesn't have a mobile phone. You actually have to call someone to ask him to pick up the phone in the house.
No.
Absolutely true.
This is I feel like we need breaking news across the bottom of the screen. Breaking news, the King doesn't have a mobile.
Queen Camilla does have a mobile because she told me in lockdown she used to do house party with her family when she was up in Scotland.
Really?
Do you remember that back in the day?
House, whatever happened to that? Well, I suppose it's something he'll be used to not having it, and we talk about needing it or not. Well, it might end up bothering him.
Well, you know, it's easier too for the woman because she has her handbag to keep your phone in your handbag. With the King, it would have to be in his pocket, and it might look unsightly and bulky.
And he's kind of he's slightly bemused by the whole selfie culture. You can't quite understand it.
Oh, he's been in 4 or 5 of my selfies, though. Almost every day I take a selfie with him in the background.
Has he waved to you yet?
He waves to me, and last year I did a hip hip hooray, and he gave me a thumbs up.
Well, fantastic. That's by royal approval.
Yeah, I mean, she really did. As they make their way around the top end, and they'll come right in. We're very lucky with this position here to get to see them up close and personal. And I love the mounted guards. I don't know their official name, but just the way they, particularly the singles, where they reach out over the other horse alongside them and point their canes. It's so official, but it's so traditional.
And if you think we're hot today, look at the people actually riding the horses, or the groomsmen. I mean, you've got to feel for them in that livery, haven't you?
Yes, they will be. I think the official term is toasty. I think they will be very warm. The horses are doing great as well. This is hot for them too, but you know, they're well used to it. They're very well trained, and by and large, they're very well behaved as well. So they'll be hopping out very shortly ahead of day 3 of racing. That's a big cheer.
It is a wonderful cheer. Let's see if we can get them to the road. Little wave there from the Queen.
Little wave.
And then they'll exit.
Tom, I feel like they've stopped the carriage extremely close to us today.
Yes, closer than normal.
Yes, this is much closer than normal.
This is the first even for me in 20 years of covering the Royals. I've never had quite such a bird's eye view of Royal Ascot. I think they might be quite slightly surprised to see me here.
Look, this is the thing which often strikes me about horse racing, and it used to get me with the late Queen, and it still does now. And it's not just Ascot, because we would see the late Queen at other racecourses around the country, and it would become almost so unofficial. And that is the great thing about horse racing, is you would have people from all walks of life stood in the paddock, and you'll get it with a royal runner, stood within feet of royalty, and they're all there for the same purpose, wanting that horse to win. And that's something that really I can only think happens in horse racing. It's so unique.
Well, we were talking about this earlier on, that you can be a king, but you still can't necessarily have a winner, can you? It's a very levelling sport. You can throw the money you want, but sometimes it's just the luck of the day, isn't it?
That's one of the things we love about horse racing, though, is you can be, you know, $1,000 horse that maybe no one else wanted, or you can be the bluest blood bred, and you can still come home a winner on the biggest day.
Absolutely, and the excitement that you see the royal family get from it is the excitement of the punter, basically.
That is Sir Francis Brooke to the left of shot. They're just in the foreground. He's a trustee of the Ascot Authority and now chairman since 2018. And he always welcomes the royalty out of the carriage and introduces them to the guests on the day.
I love the color that Princess Anna's wearing today.
I think you described that as teal.
Teal, yeah,
Yes.
but it's a very rich teal.
And you know, it'll be something that she's had in her wardrobe since 1973, and
come
she's
back
one of
around
those
in
very
style.
enviable women that can still fit into to now what she wore then.
Is there a, I might be wrong here, but a sort of tradition of reusing outfits in the royal family? Is that the case? Is that there's been something about that in the past?
Very much so, and actually the King is really keen to encourage, reusing and rewear. But I think we do, come on, let's be honest, we do secretly like to see something a bit new and a bit special at Ascot, let's be honest.
Well, it's that fine mix of the tradition and saying, I recognise that,
Yes.
and also seeing something a little bit new and a little bit different.
And Queen Camilla's been trying out new designers here today. Dior on the first day, as well as old favourites like Anna Valentine. So I think she looks wonderful in grey, actually.
Has something struck you about the King and the Queen now? Not just but perhaps in horse racing terms. Anything perhaps that you didn't expect or that you've really appreciated seeing in recent years?
What I've really noticed about, and I would say I've covered the King for 20 plus years, and how happy he seems now, like genuinely happy so. And you can see it no more evident than something like Royal Ascot, but he's really relaxed doing to himself. And I think the reaction he's received from the public since becoming king, is particularly over his cancer diagnosis last year and the way he's handled it, has really buoyed him in that way. And I think you see, I say, something at an event like this, you see him more relaxed than you have ever done before.
Interesting to touch upon, because to describe a king as popular seems obvious, but particularly after Her late Majesty, who was really in everyone's hearts. I really see that with the King now, and just how everyone has really taken to him and welcomed him in. And he does seem a hugely happy figure, a very relaxed figure.
Despite everything he's been through in the last year. I mean, I was at Buckingham Palace the day he came back from Scotland after Queen Elizabeth died, literally out there in the front covering it for the British media. And there was a definite fear then, because they didn't know how the crowd would react after losing such a much-loved monarch after 70 years. And I remember hearing the crowds, the screams of the crowd, like saying, God save the Queen. And it got louder and louder and louder. And in that second I thought, you know what, this is going to be fine.
Absolutely. What does the rest of the day hold for you?
Well, maybe getting out of the heat for a little bit. Trying to see if I can pick up a royal tip or two. I won £15.30 yesterday, so it's all to play for today.
It's pretty good. Who are you going to tip her on?
Let's go for Illinois in the big one.
Right, okay.
It's very. Just keep it simple.
I know where you live now, so if this doesn't come in,
how does she know where you live? Did you get in trouble?
Literally here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she'll find me later on.
I know where to find him.
Rebecca, thanks very much indeed. Lovely to see you.
Thank you so much.
Obviously, Michelle and I are sticking around as we build up to our first race. That is the Norfolk Stakes, the 2:30. We're not too far away from that contest. Guess what? Aidan O'Brien likely to win another 2-year-old contest. You wouldn't believe it. That was the Royal Procession a few moments ago. Waves from the King. The public are in. We're building up to live racing next.
Thank you so much.
Saddle up, punters. For races 1 to 4 at Flemington and Randwick, use your bet returns, and if your horse runs second or third, get a bonus bet back with Sportsbet.
What are you really gambling with?
Import Racing prides themselves on winners for value, and their latest offering is this jaw-dropping colt purchase at Inglis Classic. Is by the dominant third season sire Harry Angel, who's already produced 2 Group 1 winners, Tom Kitten and new undefeated star Private Harry. So who better to train our boy than his trainer, Nathan Doyle? 3,900 will get you a 2.5% share, so get in quick before he sells out.
Import Racing, real horsepower.
You testified that it was a sure thing. So care to explain this? Oh, sorry, that's my lunch. This! The Sportsbet app shows the horse has never even placed at the track.
Okay, I just like the jockey silks.
Order! Let this be a reminder that Sportsbet's racing form is the easiest way to find a winner.
Case closed.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Winning Post is Australia's greatest selling racing paper. On sale nationally from the crack of dawn every Friday. featuring comprehensive lift-out form guides for Friday, Saturday and Sunday meetings, and the hugely popular white waste rating for all races, and great yarns and feature articles. Great value too at just $6. Pick up Australia's favourite racing newspaper from your local newsagents or download the form from winningpost.com.au.
I part with Ladbrokes because I get bigger odds with Odds Surge, even bigger than Damien Oliver's Silk Collection.
Let's see here. Stars. Morning.
Morning.
I could eat a horse.
Big odds with Ladbrokes. Go, you good thing.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Ready to transform your bathroom, kitchen or home interior? The Design Pro team at National Tiles have a free and personalised consultation waiting for you. Whatever your budget or style, we'll help you turn it into something real. Book your free design consultation today.
Mr. Wells, we had a look at the tapes and had some info on that runner.
Hang on, it's the jockey Merv Hughes.
Sure is. Don't ask how we got there.
Now he's eating a meat pie. No wonder he missed a place.
Race replays on the Sportsbet app, mate.
There's always more to the story. Watch a horse's recent runs on all Australian tracks. Race replays with Sportsbet.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Welcome back, building up to live racing today. First race is the Norfolk Stakes for the 2-year-olds. We've got two Group 1s today, as I'm sure you're well aware, the Ribblesdale, and then into the feature, the big one, the highlight of the week, and that is the Gold Cup. Jane Mangan has joined us once again. We got you in before the first race. We've nailed it.
I've figured out what to do.
Go on.
Stay in position before the Royal Procession, before the lockdown happens, because the last 2 days I've been stuck trying to get in. But it's fabulous to be here. I know there's a lot of talk about the weather, but I take this every day over the rain we got at Epsom, and it's the big day. It's the big one.
You look fantastic, and the gold is just perfect for Ascot.
Thank you. It's an Irish designer. She made it specially for today, made to measure by a lady in Wexford called Julie Caulfield. And the crown, well, I thought that was fitting for Gold Cup Day.
Yeah, very much so. What do we think then? Go on, Michelle and I are giving our thoughts on today, on the big race. Just give us an overview, Jane.
Yeah, I'm going to be boring. I know you guys, you went to Illinois.
Yeah, I did.
And Michelle went? Trollerman. So I'm with Michelle. I think with the omission of Kyprios, it's taken a little bit of gloss off the race. And if you asked me 2 months ago, would Illinois win the Ascot Gold Cup, I'd say no, because he's not considered as good as his stablemate. And Trollerman is not that far off Kyprios. Of course, he was second in the race to him last year. He's the horse that likely set the pace, try to expose any frailties in the stamina of the 2 4-year-olds who are unproven at the distance.
Ditto.
Simple.
It's easy.
Where's Ryan going to want to sit then if Trollerman's going to go forward?
Oh, he'll probably be second, third. He's not going to let him get away. To be honest, I think Illinois will stay. He's a Galileo out of a Dane Hill. He's a full brother to a King George winner in Dane Dream. I think any of those Galileos, they stay well. But I don't necessarily think he needs to have 2.5 miles. I thought he was considered a Coronation Cup horse when he ran in the Ormond at Chester.
But that's because they had Kyprios. No?
Yes, but they obviously didn't consider him as good as Kyprios.
No, and it'd be a stretch to see him anything near as good as Kyprios and what that star achieved. Shame he's not lining up here, but he was retired after a reoccurrence of an old injury. Here are the Norfolk horses making their way around, and that's one of them there. That's First Legion, Shane Foley for Richard Hanna in the Zhang Yusheng colours. Just a overall selection here, Michelle, I'll push you for. When I think leap out at you.
I mean, Charles Darwin is the obvious horse, I think, in this spot. Full to Blackbeard, 2 open length wins. He's always been highly backed by the betting public, so the race goes through him, in my opinion. But this is also a good race to play against the favourite.
You had a good statistic on favourite.
Yeah, I don't think the favourites won this race in the last. I thought 10 runnings,
well, definitely
but
not 10.
Yeah,
Jane had five, and she had a price too.
Well, in the last 4 years, there's been nothing shorter than 12 to 1 win.
See?
Why?
I don't know.
Because
I
it's
don't think a horse of
2-year-olds.
Charles Darwin's caliber has contested the race, to be honest.
It's because it's 2-year-olds, and 2-year-olds I feel like just change overnight. I mean, you go from one extreme to the next, something that's completely unexposed will jump up with a huge effort.
And they're so unexposed. It's very hard to quantify. When a load of these horses have one run, one win to their name, how can you quantify collateral form?
Your view on Charles Darwin as an individual?
Beautiful specimen, as Michelle has said, a full brother to a champion 2-year-old in Blackbeard, but I think he's got a better mind than Blackbeard, who is quite a cantankerous old divil. The form has been franked by the running of the second from Naas. Cardiff by the Sea was well beaten by Charles Darwin on his second start, and she ran so well in the Queen Mary yesterday. That's one of the French raiders going to post. Josephine Soudan, she doesn't have many horses in training. This is her first runner at Royal Ascot. Kieran Schumacher taking the ride. This colt has more experience than most. He's having his 5th run today.
I love this horse a little bit.
Sorry, go on.
I really like this horse a little bit. He's a very consistent performer. Like you mentioned, today's his 5th race. He was a winner last time out. All we've seen is improvement. And, you know, with the trainer, she hasn't had a ton of starters. She only started back in 2016, and she's trying to find these better horses to have in her stable.
2 runners in the race for Wathnan Racing, Sandals Song and Naval Lights. They're looking for yet another winner at the meeting, having had a really good start to proceedings. Unsurprising given the amount of runners they have. Wanted to mention Naval Light, give a special mention to the horse Naval Light, who is a horse with loads of ability, and I thought could easily have won on that Beverley debut, but it wasn't quite to be. Whether or not the horse ultimately wants 6 furlongs, just to the back of that tree on the right there, that may be the case, but I thought would go pretty well. I think we'll join our colleagues at ITV Racing shortly.
Aidan O'Brien, Derek Smith, Michael Table, MV Magnier, and let's have a quick word with MV. This horse so well known because of course it's all to do with ancestry, Charles Darwin, and when it comes to Coolmore, it's all in the genes, the breeding.
I know this horse by No Lay Never, and he had the Queen Mary winner there yesterday, and yeah, Aidan's pretty confident with this fella. It looks like he could be a pretty special horse, hopefully.
I mean, you've smashed the juvenile races so far. It sounds by what you're saying is that you come here with a great expectation.
Yeah, but sure, it's where everybody wants to be, you know. When we have the king and queen here and everything, it's a pretty special place, and the lads really enjoy it, so hopefully it'll work out.
And Envy, we know all of you guys know the breeding backwards, but the one thing you also all understand is betting. The big story of the day is the Drift on Illinois. You know, was an odds-on favourite almost for the Gold Cup a few days ago. Now 3rd favourite at nearly 3-1. Is it the ground or the distance, do you think, that's worrying people at this stage?
Well, there's no reason for that on our part. Aidan's very happy with the horse. I just asked him there a few minutes ago. And
were you concerned a little bit?
Not really, no. Like if Aidan and Ryan are happy, that's the main thing, and they're happy with him, and there's no reason for the horse to be drifting.
Okay, wish you all the best. No worries with Illinois, say the lads.
No worries with Illinois, and I don't think he'll have too many worries with Charles Darwin either. This fellow was out really early for Aidan O'Brien, out on the 12th of April. He improved from that run to win at Navan, and then he went to Naas for his 3rd start. Broke sharp. Ryan Moore sent him forward, which I imagine he will do again here this afternoon. And he quickened up really well at the furlong pole. Now he does change his legs and get a little unbalanced and drifts in on top of Cardiff by the Sea. She ran really well in the Queen Mary yesterday, but he gave her 8 pounds. He pulled away. He's 1 over 6. He's 1 over 5. He's a monster, and he's going to be really hard to beat.
But he is short in the market, using up a lot of the percentage we were talking about yesterday. Is he in your ITV7? Still a chance to get involved. £100,000 could be won today if you find the 7 winners. All the races are live with us this afternoon. Whatever happens, we'll give away 10 grand, so it's worth a go, and you can play for free. 8-13 Charles Darwin is now. Similar question as I asked you earlier on. Illinois I thought was going to be a hot favourite, now 3rd favourite for the Gold Cup. Charles Darwin, yes or no?
No. I think I do like him as a physical. I think he's very much still a work in progress with his physical appearance. He's still got a little bit of, I think, furnishing to do. But what I didn't really like about him is that he looks like, to me, when we saw him run, that he looks like he hits the ground quite hard, and I just worry about the ground for him today. We know he's handled softer conditions, and I just didn't like the way he half had a little hang to the left. He was still quite inexperienced. He only beat 3 rivals that day. This is a completely different test today. They're going to go hard. He's not going to be able to make the run in, I don't think. Well, he's not going to get his own way. So I just think there is a few little negatives there for me.
So who do you want to take him on with?
Well,
is the question.
I know, that's what I was trying to find one who I really liked. Well, I did really like Afjan when he made his debut. That was only 18 days ago. So, but I did like the fact that when he was ridden held up, and the way he went past his rivals in the matter of strides and then pulled away, I did really like him. There was a little bit of a question mark as regards to him with the ground as well, but just the speed he showed, Francesca, when he came from last to first, and he did it within literally strides. So I was really impressed with him. And Comical Point, completely different. He was a really he was a nice 2-year-old I liked at Salisbury, on the good to firm ground. The form's probably not great, but I do like the fact, Francesca, that he also managed to he showed plenty of pace, and then what I really liked is when a horse came to challenge him, he went and pulled out a little bit more. So just, I liked his attitude.
Jason, you with or not with the
Wise Approach, just at the prices. He's an each-way play, isn't he? At 11-1, he won here on his racecourse debut, and he got a little bit upset, Francesca, when he ran at York last time. So this time around, seems he's matured and grown up a little bit.
Yeah, he cost a bit as a yearling as well, didn't he? As did the Hannon runner First Legion, who was a nice type. Ollie, have you got some news for us?
Well, it probably won't shock anyone given the market that you're looking at, but on the exchanges, this is all about one horse. Charles Darwin has been smashed up at short prices, at a price I thought Comical Point could run well. But the market just wants one horse and one horse only on the exchanges, and that is the favourite, Charles Darwin.
Yes, it's mirrored here in the betting ring. Ollie, he's been back to the exclusion of everything else. 4-6, some bookmakers calling 8-13. You think about it, in a race as competitive as the Norfolk, Group 2, Day 1 and Ladies Day on Gold Cup Day, Charles Darwin 4-6, and it's 9-1 bar 1. If the market is correct, this is a case of goodbye starter, hello judge, and form an orderly queue.
And he's an impressive beast, Brian, that is for sure. He's walking around here cool as a cucumber. He is absolutely lovely. Completely on the other end of scales, he trained by Aidan O'Brien, Cornwall, massive operation. The horse just going forward here, that's Exclamation, trained by Grace Harris. She only has one 2-year-old in the yard. He cost 27,000 guineas. He's been placed in all 3 of his starts. He was actually placed in the Brocklesby, didn't want to go into the stalls, but he's gone into the stalls absolutely fine here. What a story that would be. The whole yard, they've got a minibus, they've come down to watch him. So the best of luck to them. And also we've got to change a starter. Sophia Mitchell, Upton as she is now, is going to be starting. She started on Ladies' Day last year, and she's doing the same again. So pressure on. She says her mum's very pleased with her outfit. So no pressure then. She'll be pleased. They're loading pretty quickly. There goes the horse that Jason fancies into the stalls. Wise Approach, of course, 1 over course and distance. A pat down the net from William Buick, and in he goes.
William Buick, who had that big win yesterday. Wise Approach in the market is a 10-1 chance. Charles Darwin, rock solid. So much hype about this horse. 8-13. Afjan 15-2. Sandal Song at 9. First Legion after Wise Approach is 12-1. Naval Light absolutely friendless in the market. An extraordinary drift. Here's Hey True Blue going in. Billy Locknane for George Bowie. One of the Waffenham horses just a little bit restless on the far side. Here he comes. Charles Darwin for Ryan Moore, who's won this race twice. Aidan O'Brien's won it 3 times. Johannesburg, Waterloo Bridge, Sioux Nation. Will Charles Darwin be next? He's won the other 2 big 2-year-old races this week. The theme this week has been Aidan O'Brien winning the 2-year-old contest and the Gosdens winning the big race. Will that pattern continue? 8-13 the field. Richard.
Last 2 to go forward. Well, actually, there's a couple more loitering out the back there. So, Little Brother going in, Graft going in, and Meek, who got upset in the stalls on his intended debut and withdrawn at Thirsk. He's going to have the blindfold on, and Irish Fighter over to and Meek is, as soon as that blind went on, he kicked and bucked. So they're going to forget the blind. He does live on his nerves a little bit. He's quite talented, and hopefully he'll just walk straight in. He has done, just didn't fancy the blindfold. Irish Fighter, the last one for the Norfolk Stakes, gets us underway on Gold Cup Day. Last one moves forward. 5 furlongs for the 2-year-olds for the Norfolk. Final handler vacates the scene. And they're off and racing. Naval Light a little slow into stride. First Legion likewise. Favourite Charles Darwin bursts out of the stalls and is well to the fore near side with Clear Force and Little Brother. A Meek goes far side. Sandal Song heads up the middle. Star Material in this near side group's racing prominently just ahead of Exclamation Comical Point in midfield ahead of First Legion. Towards the outside, Afghan in the maroon cap and a Meek Wise approaching the Godolphin Blue as they head down towards halfway. Afiq over on the left-hand side has a narrow lead from Charles Darwin in second place in the blue, then Clear Force. Sandal Song begins to improve in the white bridle. Wise Approach being ridden. Afghan likewise. Little Brother trying to make some progress. Charles Darwin with Sandal Song and a Meek, a line of three, and Charles Darwin's having to dig in and work here. Wise Approach staying on over on the far side, but now Charles Darwin knuckles down, moves to the lead, goes on from Sandal Song, then Wise Approach. A Meek Comical Point is running on, but another juvenile winner for the week as Charles Darwin leads them home in the Norfolk from Wise Approach, Sandal Song, Comical Point and a Meek. And behind those in sync was Irish Fighter, Afghan, and in the ruck the likes of First Legion. Naval Light never showed with a chance. Business as usual, 3 out of 3 juveniles for Aidan O'Brien and wins comfortably, winning by around about 2.5 to 3 lengths. Wise Approach ran well in second, stayed on. Sandal Song briefly threw down a challenge and a Meek ran well as well. They are the first 4 home. Comical Point and then the ruck with Afghan Grant. Naval Light just found it happening too fast at this stage of his career. The 8 to 13 favourite, Charles Darwin, Ryan Moore, Aidan O'Brien. The clue in the price and in the name, Charles Darwin, the natural selection.
Very good, Richard. And the horse was very good indeed as well. Charles Darwin for the Coolmore team, Ryan Moore and Aidan O'Brien, who's getting close to that magic century of Royal Ascot winners. In the end, very impressive, Jason, but there was just one moment we thought, could he be in trouble?
You can nearly break that race down into 3 parts, can't you? The initial start, he was gone. B of the bang, off and away, and then he's been able to dominate. Just as they get down past the quarter-mile pole, he looks as if he's momentarily in trouble. Ryan's going up through the gears. It's the first time that he really had to pop him the question, but now he starts to power away late on. Big run over on the far side, Wise Approach, just caught a little bit on the wing, but runs well.
Yeah, it must be a funny one as a jockey, because if you're not ready to make your move for home, yet the others are breathing down your neck or even coming past you, you've kind of got to keep going with them. But I think Ryan was pretty confident all the way that he still had plenty of horse beneath him. He broke really well, he was quick into his stride, and then he just was waiting to give him the nudge to go for home. You could say he's evolving into a really nice racehorse.
I don't think there's any jockey that can put Ryan Moore under pressure at all in a race, because he's just as cool as you like, and he's just an absolute master, isn't he, in the saddle. And I had my doubts about this horse maybe on the ground, but for a moment I thought he's kind of had to work on him, but as soon as he kind of really got serious with him, he really did kind of see the engine kick in, didn't you, and he started to pull away from the rest of the field. So he's a horse that stays obviously a little bit further as well, so he's got they've got opportunities with him to go stay at 5 or go up to 6 furlongs.
And I wonder if they did stay at 5. The talk on Tuesday, wasn't it, that Albert Einstein's different class to all of them, Aidan O'Brien was saying. Read into that what you will. If they stayed at 5, what if the bookmakers might quote him for a Nunthorpe? What do you think?
Possibly. I mean, obviously taking on the older horses is always going to be a difficult task, but physically, Francesca, he looks quite a big type. I don't think he'd look completely out of place if you've seen him up against older horses, but it is a tough task when you take on the older sprinters, the more seasoned ones.
Ryan Moore and Charles Darwin coming back to the applause of the crowd. Ryan, was that straightforward for you?
Yeah, very professional horse. He's a super attitude. He jumped very quick, showed good speed. I was just trying to control him best I could. They came to me at about the 2.5. When I asked him to go at 2, he's picked up well. Yeah, very good horse.
I'm just looking at him physically. He's so strongly built. He's already had 4 runs. How much improvement do you think he's got in him?
Yeah, well, he's got a good brain. He's obviously a very mature, very strong 2-year-old. No never like the filly yesterday. But he's doing everything right. So he's doing everything really lovely. So couldn't be happy with him really.
And trip-wise?
Yeah, he gets 6.
Well done, Ryan.
And he was so quick from the gate. He won at 8 to 13, Wise Approach second at 10 to 1, Sandal Song at 9 to 1. And Amik, one of those horses, Kevin Ryan's horse is running well at the minute. Amik fourth at a massive 100-1. His gate speed might be suited to America, who knows, down the track. Race IQ saying he was quickest out of the stalls. He took just 2.4 seconds to reach 20 miles an hour, a Ferrari engine.
He was quick from the gate, but he was also quick throughout the race because he's clocked a time of 58.87 seconds. And it's not far at all off the record held by his dad, No Never, 58.8, the record he set in this very race in 2013. So that quick away from the gate really helps, and this rattling conditions here as well at Ascot, all in his favour.
Ryan goes to 88. Well, Ascot winners in conversation with MV Magna. Still some way off the great Lester Pickett, who rode 116. Aidan needs 6 more, just a matter of time. Will it happen this week? Till he reaches 100 Royal Ascot winners. He's won the juvenile races this week. Coventry, Queen Mary, and now the Norfolk, with for many the good thing of the day. Charles Darwin won at 8:2:13. Were you impressed, Ruby?
Absolutely, Ed, and all the things yourself and Francesca have just said. It's how he hit the gate. I mean, he was out like an absolute bullet from stall 15, and he takes complete control of the race. Interesting listening to Ryan Moore. He said he was trying to control him as best he could. He ran under 14 seconds from a standing start through the first furlong, and then he broke 11 seconds in the next two. 10.92 in the second furlong, 10.74 in the third furlong. But you can see Ryan there. He's trying to slow him down, and the horses coming behind either side of him are pushing him forward. Now, with the first 3 furlongs were the fastest of the race, while the second and third furlong were when he broke 11. Ryan said the field came to him 2.5 down, and he had to pick up. He actually doesn't go any quicker because he runs 11.25 in the fourth furlong from the 2 pole to the 1. So actually, it's only how much can he keep going, and that happens at the end of most races, especially in sprints. It's who slows down the least. All the horses behind him are starting to slow down, and this fella grinds it out. 12.68 in the final furlong. That 0.8 hundredths of a second meant he didn't break his father's track record, but he's a very, very good horse and a talented one, and it's interesting. Ryan Moore thinks he'll get 6.
Yeah, the way he's got about it, super impressive. Just dominated. Loads of early speed and loads left in the tank as well. That was another good start today for Aidan O'Brien. He's won 3 of the 4 juvenile races. And Charles Darwin, mega impressive in our opening contest. The Norfolk Stakes. Deep breath. It's all good, Aidan. Another winner.